Hi everybody, and welcome again to the Guru Brew. We're going to be continuing our discussion with PHP tutorials. This is number 4, and today we're going to be discussing the statement if, the command if. This command gives intelligence to our scripts. It's kind of like our brain, and it aids in decision making as far as which way to go. If one thing is true, it goes one way. If it's false, it goes another. And it definitely gives our programs intelligence, and it's starting to get into the fun stuff, PHP programming. So let's get started. Okay, as usual, we're back here at my computer. I'm going to open the web server directory, and I'm going to start a new text file. I'm going to call this if.php. I'm going to rename it, and I'm going to open it up in our Notepad++. If this is the first video that you're watching in this series and you're new to PHP programming, it's highly recommended that you go back and watch beginning with tutorial number 1 and then work your way back up to this, because of a lot of the things that I'm covering in this video, I'm assuming that you've watched the other videos. So we'll put the link right up here so you can take yourself back to lesson number 1, and then it just takes a few minutes, or only about 10 or 15 minutes each, and you can work your way up to this 4 and you'll understand a lot better. Okay, with that said, let's get started. As usual, we're going to open our PHP code with our angle bracket here, our question mark, and lowercase php to tell the interpreter that we're sending PHP its way. I like to comment every page that I do, so I'm just going to put a little comment. And the comment's also useful for putting revisions. A lot of times I'll go revision number 1, 2, 3, 4, and oftentimes I'll even put the date, like just a broad date, like 10/2012, something like that. You can put in anything that you want right there, but I'm just trying to give you some ideas of what you could do. Okay, if you remember lesson number 3, we had talked about string variables, and we're going to open up this exercise by using a string variable, and we're going to call it color. So if you remember right, you use the money sign and you put in the name of the variable, and then we'll use the equal sign and our quote marks, and then the value, which will be below. Another quote mark, and don't forget the semicolon. So on line number 5, I've assigned the variable color the value of blue. Now, just to recap a little bit on the last lesson, I'm going to go ahead and use the print statement. I'm going to print string color. So what should happen is it should assign the blue to the variable color, and then print color, which is blue, to the screen. Let's see if it works. I'm going to save this as if PHP, and I'm going to open up the web browser, and I'm going to point towards this script, if.php. So as expected, it went ahead and it printed the blue. So that worked out well. So now we're going to go back into our code, and we're going to begin to use our newly learned if statement. And I'm going to type a command out, and then I'm going to discuss how and what it means. If, parenthesis, string color, double equal, quote, blue, quote, parenthesis, Okay, this is how the if statement is constructed. I'm saying if string color equals blue, then do everything in between these brackets. Now, if it is not blue, or this is not true, it's going to skip all the rest of this, and it's going to pick up after this last bracket and start here and continue on. So to test this, I'm going to say print. The color is blue, because that would be true if it is true. Now, I should bring your attention to normally when we make things equal to in PHP, we only use one single equal sign, but in the if statement it's necessary to use two instead of one. So just make sure that you use two equal statements. It's necessary, and it's just the way that PHP is. So we've got our color does equal blue, so it should come across and recognize that the color is blue and should do what's in between these brackets, and so it should print, yep, the color is blue, and then it should stop at that point. And to make something stop, I'm going to bring a new command in, and that is called exit. And if you use the word exit and your semicolon, what that will do is it will simply end the code right there. We haven't talked about the exit yet, but it's just that simple. It just ends the code. Now, if you notice, I just put the end right here on the ending tag of PHP. Now, PHP doesn't necessarily need that ending question mark with the angle bracket, but it is good practice to put it on, so I just added it now. So let's go ahead and run this and see what happens. Save. Reload. Yep, the color is blue. So let's go back and just see what happened. We assigned color string to be blue, and then we checked to make sure that color was blue, and it was, so it did what was inside these brackets, and it printed, yep, the color is blue, and then it stopped right there. Now, if this had been red, what should happen is, being color is red, it would make this untrue, so it would skip all this, and then come down past this, and then just simply exit. Let's see if this is true. Save. Reload. And it says nothing. So that should have worked. What we could do to make this a little bit smarter is we'll take out these two lines. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to drop down a couple lines, and I'm going to say if the color is red, yep, the color is red. And I'm going to say exit here and exit here. So this is stacking two if statements. This one, if it equals blue, it's going to print that the color is blue, and then if not, it's going to skip down to this one, and it's going to print that it's red. Now, I just seen a mistake here. I've got to exit, so I need to take that off, and the reason why is because if this is not true, it would have just stopped, and I want it to continue on to the end here. So let's try this. Save. Reload. Yep, the color is red, and it is red. Now let's make it blue. Blue. Okay, so what should happen is it should come down here, and it should say it's blue, skip down here, and then exit here and not worry about this one. Let's see what happens. Reload. So there you go. And you could continue to stack these. I could put another one in. Let's put a orange. I'm going to leave it at blue, and we're just going to try them all. Reload. That's fine. Now let's try our orange. Save. Reload. Orange. That's correct. And red. And when you're building code like this, you should try them all. That's part of your testing. Red. Let's say we had something totally off the wall. Purple. What's going to happen? Well, if it was purple, no, it's not blue, so it's going to skip that. Nope, it's not orange, so it's going to skip that. Nope, it's not red, so it's going to skip that. It should just exit, not print anything. Let's see if it does. Reload. And yep, it does. So that's exactly what it does. Okay, great. So I hope this makes sense to you. All I've done is I have stacked if statements on top of one another. I've checked the condition of each until it matches up, and then I've done whatever's in between these brackets, and then I've ended the code. So yeah, I hope this makes sense to you. It's starting to make a little bit of intelligence to our code, and it makes it a lot funner to work with. There is one more thing that I wanted to go over, and that's case sensitivity. Let's say I did red in uppercase. It's still red here and red there. Now I'm using a Windows server. Let's see what happens. Let's save. Reload. See, red is different from red if it's an upper or lower case, so keep that in mind. Especially when you're using Linux servers, that really makes a difference. And as we go into the classes more, you'll see that it really does matter. So a capital RED is different than a lowercase red. So keep this in mind and practice putting everything that you don't need capitalized in lowercase. Okay guys, very good. Play with this code. If you have any questions, you can email me, leave me a comment, that sort of thing. It's nice seeing you again, and I'll talk to you next time. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, this is Steve. Thanks for watching. Hey, don't forget to subscribe if you like this video, and be sure to rate and comment. See ya.